Omaha's news leader, chronicling the stories and people making a difference in our community. This is KETV News Watch 7's Chronicle.
Today on Chronicle.
We are excited for new things to happen in the neighborhood.
Revitalization efforts take off, and with new developments promised in La Vista, Blackstone, Midtown, Dundee, and North Omaha, there is a growing landscape of change all across the metro. But the improvements can also come with challenges.
Introducing more units only helps if those units are also affordable.
I'm not in favor of knocking buildings down and turning them into parking lots.
We want to see that development that'll support transit.
We walk you through some of the area's most significant plans, the ripple effect that growth creates, and how it impacts you. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alexandra Stone. New neighborhoods are budding and construction zones are expanding. It's easy to see change is all around us here in the metro, but that change may yield more than just a few new shopping centers. Right now, new proposals could alter the structure of certain areas, creating a new normal for residents. First, let's take a look at a few projects on the horizon. Vision 84 is creating a new corridor along 84th Street in La Vista. The $200 million project includes a new downtown area, a park, and luxury apartments. In Omaha, there's the expansive Jean Leahy renovation, which is expected to wrap up in 2 years. Rows of townhomes and retail space are planned as part of a $6 million project in Midtown along the Saddle Creek corridor. And the historic Blackstone Hotel gets a facelift. It will feature a grand lobby, a new steakhouse, and meeting rooms overlooking a resort-style pool. Again, these are just a few of the recent projects to take shape in the metro. Here's another look at all of those on the map. Now, all of these projects are just one piece of a larger puzzle. Plans for Omaha's new rapid bus transit system have been in the works for years. Now Orbit is expected to roll out in the spring of 2020 with 18 new stations along Dodge and Douglas. For city planners, that means creating infrastructure that will complement the bus system. They call it transit-oriented development.
We want to make sure they know, and the citizens of Omaha know, what type of development is going to happen in the future, what's desired, what works best with transit.
Orbit will be the largest transit development the region has seen in decades. Here to help us understand that vision and its role in development in Omaha is City Planning Director Dave Fanslau. Dave, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. So let's start off and talk about transit-oriented development. What is it? Why is it important? What's the impact on economic development and growth?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, thanks for asking. We think it's very important, the way we build our city, and using TOD zoning, the bus rapid transit system is just another way to do that. So TOD development is development that's centered around or along or near those stations, those transit stations, within walking distance of those transit stations. It usually is a mix of uses, so housing, office, retail, and other amenities that come along with new development, especially along these corridors. It's walkable, so what we try to do is create areas and districts that are walkable and pedestrian in scale, so it doesn't seem too large for the folks who are getting on and off the public transit and using other forms of transportation when they're going to these areas that are developing along that corridor.
Okay.
There's a lot of benefits to TOD zoning. It's compact usually, and so you can build density along these routes. Now we're trying to do that in a responsible way. We don't have those, we don't have those regulations in place yet, but we're continuing to work on those. We've seen some projects in certain areas of town where this BRT is going to run. And so we're taking that into consideration when these projects come online or when they come through our entitlement process. We think TOD is just another way to better serve areas where there's already existing infrastructure. So, we have to manage the entire city, right? So we've got infill development, we've got development on our western edge, and it's all good for Omaha. Omaha is very fortunate to be so active, so busy. We have a lot going on in our city, so we're balancing those all the time. And so development along the BRT route will be very helpful in spreading our tax base, creating new opportunities for people to work, live, play, and enjoy themselves while not always having to drive there.
Okay. You talked a little bit about potential zoning changes. You guys have asked for public input. You've put out some surveys, had meetings. Talk to me a little bit about where that process stands.
Sure. So we started that process back in June of 2018. We've had dozens of meetings, and those meetings include stakeholders, so neighborhood associations, neighborhood groups. We have a task force kind of group that we've relied on that will help us with input and what TOD zoning might look like. We've engaged neighborhood groups and those types of folks. We've had, like I said, we've had dozens of meetings. Some areas we've gone back and had multiple meetings in certain areas. So there's going to be a number of stops along the route, and not every stop is the same. But what I mean by that is not every neighborhood at every stop is like the one next to it. So we're being very thoughtful in how we approach that development in all of those areas. So it's different. So the route goes from 10th Street downtown all the way up to the West Roads. Well, we all know that 10th and Dodge isn't like 102nd and Dodge. So we are taking care into developing, taking input and then developing ideas on what that development will look like along the corridor. So a lot of meetings, a lot of public input. So we're taking that and we will eventually formulate some code. But before we do code changes, we have the master plan, which is our guide to development. So just last month, the planning board approved an amendment to our master plan that sets up this corridor, that sets up what might happen along that. So that's the guide that kind of tells big picture stuff and what could happen along the corridor. And now we got to get into the weeds and what is that going to look like? And like I said, those stations are different. So what happens at 10th and Dodge isn't the same thing that happens at 72nd and Dodge. And that plays out through the entire corridor.
Okay. Now, transit-oriented development is certainly something we've seen in larger metros. What makes it the right option for Omaha at this point? Well,
the zoning part, it's being driven by the BRT that Metro is putting in place or starting to put in place. So back in 2014, Metro Transit and the City of Omaha partnered to start exploring transportation options in town, and it was decided that the Dodge Street corridor was a good place to investigate that. So in 2014, Metro received a $15 million federal grant to put in place transportation options, and that would be this BRT. They coupled that with another $15 million in philanthropic money to come up with a $30 million investment along Dodge Street. That's the largest transportation project in a long time for this city. You know, there's multiple projects that we spend millions of dollars on, but for one project, in this case, $30 million, it's a huge investment. So as city planners, we thought how best to take advantage of that investment. Don't waste that $30 million. So what should Dodge Street look like once the BRT is in place? The BRT has been going through some engineering. So they started preliminary engineering in 2016. Station locations construction is supposed to start later this year. So there's 25 total station locations. A lot of them are coupled, so one side of the street, the other. So there's like 12 different spots along the spine of Dodge Street where these stations will be. There'll be an extra one at West Road. So there's going to be 25 total stations. If you want to talk more about the BRT itself, the buses are 30% larger than the normal buses. They run at a more, they don't run faster, but they run at a faster clip. So there's the times are quicker, shorter together, so people can rely on it's reliable transportation. The buses are, they're equipped with Wi-Fi. They can hold bicycles. So, you know, this transportation thing all ties into each other, right? So somebody who takes the bus might ride their bike to the stop. So the buses that Metro is putting together will have places for bikes. I think it's important to note that those buses are running on compressed natural gas. So, you know, as planners, we always look at the effects of what we're putting in place. So those buses that'll be running up and down Dodge Street, compressed natural gas, so better for the environment. So we're doing a lot of things with Metro on these stations and on planning the route. The stations actually will be the construction starts in this fall, so fall of 2019, and it's anticipated that the route will start sometime mid-2020.
Okay, big, exciting
Yeah,
changes.
absolutely.
Well, thanks so much for coming out to talk with us today, Dave.
You bet.
We appreciate it.
No problem.
And coming up on Chronicle, the demand for affordable housing. Despite a seemingly endless supply of options, high rental rates are leaving some people feeling limited. You're watching KETV News Watch 7's Chronicle.